At some stage.
Sorry, and so that's what I was saying is, so I'm not meant to be getting out of bed, but I'm getting out of bed to change the bed sheet at night time.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of bed to. Can you see the night bags on the floor?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Blimey. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
But I'm doing that 3 times a night.
Yeah.
And I can't sleep.
Yeah. Gosh. Okay.
Because I'm at risk, and if I wake up with my own wee, I have to get onto this chair, which is a shower chair.
Yeah.
So it's not meant to be used for when if there was an accident or whatever. And also I'm forced to go to the toilet in the bed, but I can go to I do my own bowel care.
Yeah.
And when you sit on the toilet, you have gravity, it falls to the floor.
Yeah.
Whereas on a bed, you're laying sideways. I'm laying on all my joints. It's really affecting my body, laying on my side. Really painful.
Yeah.
I've been doing this now for 7 years. It's against it's against human rights laws. For it's inhumane for someone to have to go to the toilet. I looked it up myself, and it says it. And this is the British laws. We're in England. We're on British soil where we have these laws that only mean something to people that are famous or someone. Do you understand?
Yeah. So
because I'm useless to people now. It's just Carl's good at being, but now he's useless. Just throw it out. But I was just being used my whole fucking life, and I'm not swearing at you. I'm swearing in conversations.
The situation. Are you allowing the carers in at the moment? Or?
No, I haven't allowed them in for many months,
Yeah.
and all these months I haven't allowed them in. Yeah. Could have paid for my chair probably 5 times.
Yeah.
And the amount of money they spent on the care, and I'm saying, why are you spending it on carers? Because my leg is, they said it's retracted, so it has to be. When it seizes, it has to get cut off. Now, this idiot Mark says he care, but if you care, you would provide care to someone who's not allowed to get out of bed. So that means they have to have visits during the day and an overnight carer, because they don't do overnight visits. I've never heard of overnight where someone comes and there's no such thing as that. From me speaking to all care agencies, they said no such during the day. It's different. You know what I mean? It's daytime, but they said at night someone has to stay, and that's what I've been asking. It's in my phone messages to the social worker, and he's saying, give me an explanation, and I say, this is because I shouldn't be getting out of bed. He knows I shouldn't be able to get out of bed, and he's a human being, so it's just common sense for another human being. He's been around. He knows my condition. He knows the reason why he pays for carers to come during the day. Is to prevent me from getting out of bed because I don't have a wheelchair, because I don't have a right bum cheek, because all the flesh is gone, because the cheekbone is against the skin, and the skin is not your average normal skin. Is very weak, and because of that fact, I have to stay on an air bed, but he's not given he's leaving me for 16 hours a day, so I'm just getting worse. So why pay for something if you're not going to actually do it properly, if you're just going to put half in, which means I'm still going to get worse. To provide care, I'm not. We're not. Humans are not toys where you turn them off and then turn it back on. What about the other 16 hours when I'm meant to be sleeping? That's when I need an overnight carer. Now, and anyone knows that that's what I need, because they don't do visits. So if they do visits overnight, then but that's not possible.
Okay,
and I have been asking from day one, when this happened now more than 400 days ago, and I've been asking from day one for me to have satisfactory care to meet my needs. I have to have the 3 visits during the day, and I need care overnight, because if something happens, and when the wee bags, for example, just something as simple as that, they have to be changed at night. I shouldn't be getting out of bed, sitting on a hard top chair, emptying night bags and changing my bed sheet and refilling my drink bottles. All these things that are done for them 10 hours, and bearing in mind they only come to 2 hours split up across in between the 10 hours, but then leave me for 16 hours thinking that as if the wee bags empty themselves and that. And because I'm having to do that, and he knows I've been doing it all this time, and it's unfair, so I refuse to speak to someone who does not treat me with respect. And even after I had to ask him for 3 weeks, it took 3 weeks on day one. It took 21 days of me asking him, can you please stop this care agency knocking at my door? I don't want them round. And I shouldn't have to give the reasons. I'm not just going to say I just don't want to say anything for no reason. There's a reason for everything that I do. And for example, I've told Mark I don't want to be my social worker. That's in black and white text writing, on my phone, which is proof that I've asked him not to be my social worker. That's his duty of care to go to his boss and say, Carl doesn't want me to be his social worker, can we change it? I asked this more than 2 months ago.
Okay.
No, you dropped something, and nothing has been done about it.
So you don't want the care at the moment.
No,
because you feel like it's not meeting the needs that.
Because I'm losing my leg. So why are they? And sorry, I'm not shouting at you. This is me. I'm not. So. Sorry, I forgot what was that again.
Yeah, so we were saying that you don't want the carers at the moment because you feel that it's not sufficient, the package that's being.
But so, did you know about my leg? You understand that I'm paralysed. You have to have movement in your leg. I put a massive thingy on it. There's like so many things that goes wrong. Just massive. So many different things that go wrong with your legs from not having movement. Why is no one phoning the physio? I don't get money to pay for medical care. Let alone I even have to pay for my own blue medical gloves. Can't even get my words out.
Okay. And the chair, I think you've chosen one, haven't you? You've been offered an NHS chair, but it's not quite right.
But I hate. So this is a universal, like a universal controller. It works on any TV. Like I could come around your home with a controller. It's universal. It works on any TV. I could go around in another country. It will work on the TV. This is a chair that they just give to anybody. That needs a chair, but doesn't mean it meets your needs and requirements. The reason why they give the money, the 2,500, because the chair that they have, a one universal chair. If I sit in it, it will cause sores on me because it doesn't meet my needs and requirements because of the spasms of my legs.
Okay, all right. So you're waiting for this private chair, are you?
But I'm not getting it because the only way I got it was from the lovely lady who retired. She was able to call charities and they got me my last chair, chair that was in there that's broken. And I'm asking, can you not please do the same as I forget the lovely doctor's name, but she was absolutely amazing. And she got it done within 2 months. It didn't take more than 400 days, and I've been doing it on my own, making phone calls to charities, to Scope, and to all these different places. And also, it took over 400 days for them to pay the 2,500, which they said in November yes to. And then I have the bit of paper here as well about the chair.
Are your pressure sores okay at the moment? Do you have a pressure sore?
I need them to be looked at. So for example, when I say I need a doctor to come out because I have a lump, and he says no, you're okay. No, I never show a man me naked, so how on earth can he just make his own assumptions? I said I need a nurse, because when I ring the nurses they won't come out, unless someone else tell them. It's like, I could tell the nurses I was dying, they still wouldn't come out. So I asked my social worker on a text message, so it's there in black and white writing, so that when something's there, it's not my fault, because I've asked to prevent this type of things, and he refused to send nurses round.
Yeah. Okay. You can always ring us to send nurses around if you need them.
But every time I ring, I get rubbish from your people that work on the desk. They always want your private information. They're not legally allowed to do that, but for some reason you force us to give us private information, about things, there's something wrong, and it's all across the United Kingdom. Why is it like that? Why are we giving information to people that are not qualified to hear about our things and shouldn't be? And like, it's someone that you could gone to school with or whatever, do you know what I mean? And knowing your private information is meant to be just for the doctors. Okay. The people that work on the desk are not doctors, and yet they have to hear everything about my life.
Just
That's
to
not
make sure
fair.
that we get you in with the right person, really. Do you have a pressure sore at the moment?
Do you mind checking for me?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Are you able to help with the chat to call charities or not to help with? Because
So we had a meeting about it with Mark and the wheelchair service.
The complete care. I've been measured. You know, I've been measured and assessed.
I know, and they said they were looking into it. I think
and
they were chasing
I just received the email last week saying that it's paid and there's 3,110 left to pay from the 5,660.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and the reason why nothing could be done was until this had been paid.
Yeah. Okay.
And it had only been paid this month or last month. And I just have to double check. Do you know who the company is called? It's called Complete Care Shop, which is NHS. It's a contractor for NHS. Yeah. I called them myself to come out to measure and assess me, because if not, I would never have got measured and assessed.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
So it only happened because I called them to come out to measure and assess me, because the people whose job it is to do it, who work on both up road, didn't come out. Okay. So once I got that assessment done and then sent it to them, they come out, check that it met my needs and requirements, because they know their universal chair, which they're trying to tell everybody to do with me, that Carl has refused. No, I'm not refusing the chair. I'm protecting my body and my health. Yeah. And I've seen what the government has done to me by putting me in a commode chair for 7+ years, which is what caused this. A commode chair's for using the toilet. I've never been able to use the toilet because the commode chair doesn't go above it. And number one, they gave me that to use as a shower chair. I would not swap it. So with a massive hole in it, I was forced to use for over 7 years. And slowly it wore away at my right bottom cheek, which is the reason why I don't have my right bottom cheek. My right leg is retracted. I need physiotherapists. I don't need carers to do something I can do during the day. Do you know what I mean? I need at night time. And the more you take away my independence, the weaker I will become, because I am bedbound. Being bedbound is the worst, because a natural human body is not meant to be still. A natural human body is meant to be moving. Absolutely. And my brain as well I don't like being still. I fucking hate it. It's the fucking worst. I want to be doing something practical, something useful, and a net positive to the bloody country. But yet all the institutions have got me stuck here like a prisoner, and yet there's rapists in prison that are treated better than me. They get to go outside. I don't go outside. I can't. I don't have a wheelchair.
Yeah. No, I know. It's
this is disgusting, and everyone just say they ain't got money. But you've spent over 100,000 on carers, not you. I'm on about they'll spend over 100,000 on carers, because they did do that for however long, and it was making me weaker. So I had to stop it, because they didn't care about me. They're just making money from me. The longer I stay like here, so all this for over 400 days, they've been making money from my pain, suffering, and misery. That's not fair. They're making money from it's a joke. And when they don't give a fuck about me. These carers, they don't give a fuck. They don't know nothing. They come in, Miss McNeily. Do you know what they said? I pretended to be asleep with my eyes shut, and they come in. They walked in, and I hear them talking to each other, and they go, "Oh, he'll be all right. He can walk," and walked out.
No, gosh. Okay.
Thank you straight away. Do you understand how bad that is? And we're talking about Affinity Care. This is the care agency that he's probably still paying, that I've been asking him to stop paying now for the past 2 months at least. Yeah, which that money is a lot more than £3,000, and all that's left on the chair is 3,110 to give me my full independence back, to be able to do everything myself. But the longer this goes on, my leg will have to be cut, and then I may not be able to be fully independent with just one leg. And yes, there are people that do it, but I would still like to have my leg. Okay, at the end of the day, this wasn't caused by me. I was given the wrong equipment, and I was just great, and I just took it and was grateful for it, and I asked for the right equipment, didn't get the right equipment, and look what happened to me.
Sorry to hear that. Who do you get help from? So if the carers aren't coming in, is Ashley coming to see you?
I don't speak to him. I don't speak to no one.
Okay. Neighbours at all help you at all?
No, I speak to my neighbours, the only people I trust. I don't speak to no one.
Who gets your food and stuff like that for you?
No one.
No one. Oh wow, okay. Like
everything's
shopping?
done by me. Everything's done by me.
So do you get an online shop or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not enough because I'm paying for my bedroom.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I'm starving. I started to have the blinds, it cost me £2,000.
Yeah.
But I didn't have and yet I've then got to after getting my bedroom done, because nothing's happened with the wheelchair, but I'm able to get this done because I actually get a little bit of money. So every money I get, I just give every single money towards that, because I want to have my bedroom back. So I'm actually able to have the space to make the bed easier, because it's so hard. I got metal in my back, and I'm making the fucking bed, bending over, picking things up. It's crazy, and I haven't even had an X-ray on my back to see, because like metal moves and stuff like that. I do all different movements and I'm in so much pain in my back, and I'm thinking like this is not normal.
Getting a lot of back pain.
Well, I don't know, why is there not a routine where you go in once every so many years to check that the metal is not, because it's metal rods and screws, and my back don't feel right.
Yeah, do you want me to refer you to the spinal clinic?
What does that mean? Well, I want an X-ray. I want to make sure that my back is okay.
I'll do an X-ray. The orthopaedic spinal clinic. I can refer you. Are you happy for me to do that?
As long as I don't have, but I don't have a wheelchair.
Yeah. Okay, so you can't get there in a wheelchair.
Like I can't use this, because if I sit on this, do you know what will happen? They'll say it's self-inflicted, and none of it's self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Like, just when the nurses would come round and they would say you could sit in a chair, but I didn't even have a chair, and I said, nah, because I want this to heal.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even, they said you could sit out in a chair for an hour.
Yeah.
This was only after a couple of months. So after a couple of months, if I actually had the chair, like, I would have never, my leg would have never retracted. Do you know why I never did? Because I was lifting weights, I was doing everything myself. My legs was basically having physio from getting in and out of bed, doing the day-to-day tasks, going out. I was driving. I would pick up my princess, do you understand, take her out. And my life has just been taken away from me, and I'm just watching the days go by, and I'm just like a dead fly on the wall with just eyes, and can just see, because I've had my legs whipped out from underneath me, because the last chair, after so many years, which it says in the papers, after 5 years, is meant to be changed. I had it for 8 years.
No, I know that there's been a huge...
And the wheels was going to fall off, because even my neighbour, would come down to help tighten the wheels, because after so many more rotations, like, they were just going to... It had it. And so that's the reason why they paid the maximum money that they said they can pay towards it. But I forget the lady's name, but she just rung up charities, and 3 charities grouped in and paid the remaining balance. But they only done it once they found out that the NHS made that first initial payment, which only just took place like last week, because I been ringing them, and constantly it took over 400 days for them to make this payment. So, and I've been ringing charities as well, and they also say they can't deal with it until there's been proof that the NHS has paid for it, because me just asking them, saying there's this amount of balance left, when there actually isn't, because the money hadn't gone through to them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, and I'm then going backwards and forwards between them, saying, "Have you received it?" Them saying no. Then I go to them, "Have you paid it?" They said, "No, we've sent the money." Then I go back to them, and they said, "No, we haven't received it," and that's for over 400 days.
It's such a long time. This must have been really, taking its toll on you. How's your mental health at the moment?
Can we not speak about that, please? Because everybody in the world should have some type of mental health when they've been confined, to their bed by the government, for unjustly.
Yeah.
Do you understand what this is? This is a punishment. What you would do to someone in prison when you take them to the hole. I've done this now for more than 430 days.
Yeah. Do you want any support at all about your mental health?
Support? For what? For what the government has done, confined someone to the same four walls for over 430 days. You speaking about there's no therapy for something like that. There is no therapy for being tortured, mentally by the government that has rules that says we look after you and take care of you. I remember being a child looking at a hospital being built, and I was like, wow, our hospitals are great, our doctors are great, as a child, until you realise when you're actually in it how mad it is that it's actually a broken system that has, because in just me there's hundreds of thousands of people, men, women, boys, girls, that, because if this is happening to me, this is happening to hundreds of thousands of other people that have just been neglected.
I think you've had a really, really rough time. I'm just putting that out there. If you felt that you wanted to speak to somebody, let me know. Okay. Yeah. Would you like to check your pressure areas? Yeah. And how do you feel about me doing a blood pressure whilst I'm here? Would that be okay?
Pardon?
Would it be okay for me to check your blood pressure?